You know, it's a bummer. It's raining out today. I was thinking we could shoot some like Cybertruck videos.
Well, actually, we do have quite a big Cybertruck video to shoot today.
I know, but it's raining out. So.
No, I mean a big one.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about the windshield wiper today because it's not the most common type of windshield wiper in the world.
No, it is not.
I believe this is the largest windshield wiper on a consumer vehicle.
Now, you've been driving this for like well over 1,000 miles. There have been a few little rainstorms. What are your thoughts on the windshield wiper? Because I think that to me was a big like, uh-oh.
Right, I think that a lot of people kind of freaked out because it's different. And well, let's talk about whether or not it's bad or good. So I'm just gonna start driving here to get us going.
Guess I should buckle up.
So the first thing you'll notice as we take off is that there's no stock. So a lot of people are used to having some kind of a stock to control the windshield wipers where you push it down and it gives you more, and then you have maybe a twist or a button or something. In this case, all we have is this little button on the steering wheel. And so when I press this button, it will open up the controls for the windshield wipers, and they goes away rather quickly. So if you just needed to do one little wipe, it won't affect your screen all that much, and you'll be able to get back to your music. Because it's raining though, I can actually turn on my windshield wipers from this menu. So it's raining, so I press the button, and then I come over here, and I can turn it on to 1.
But wait, do you have to press the screen if you're busy driving?
Good point. I could use the steering wheel to adjust how fast I want the wiper to go. And that's with this wheel here.
And do you select it and then push it, or do you just select it and then hover?
You just select it, and then it will go away.
I see.
We start off with off, which just means that that button press that I did made it swipe and then go back. Next up is auto.
How good is auto? Have you used it?
I am getting used to it. I'm not sure if this seems a little aggressive for how much rain there is. So Tesla takes a long time to tune their wipers, so I'm assuming it's gonna take a little bit. Next is 1, and here's the interesting part. The windshield wiper stays down.
Wait, is it broken?
No, so this is intentional. It's wiping all of the water off to the side, because if we're moving forward, that rain is going to be coming up the windshield.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And so if I was continually only doing kind of the off position, right? Where I accumulate a bunch of rain on the windscreen, and then I hit the button, then all of that rain goes down. When I swipe and it goes down, that's great while I'm sitting here, but if I'm driving, the rain is gonna be coming back up. It's gonna wanna come back. So the other interesting thing is once you're in, one of the settings, hitting the wiper button again will make it go faster.
Oh, move it up to the next speed?
Yeah, so when I hit the button again, now I'm in 3.
Oh, okay. So can you just cycle through with the button?
Yeah. So now we're in 3, and now we're in 4.
Oh, I like 2 and 3.
Yeah, so I
feel like I'd use them a lot.
It really depends on how much rain we're getting. Yeah, now I press it again, it comes back down, and I can keep pressing it, and basically it just kind of bounces around between all of them.
Oh, I see. It doesn't go to off. If you want it to go off, what do you do?
You could scroll down.
Oh, okay.
Or you could press the button.
And then how do you wash the windshield wipers?
Just hold the button.
Okay.
It'll bring it down, and it'll spray on the way back up.
Oh, I see that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, looks cool and all, but let's see what it's actually like on the road.
All right, so this is back road, 20 mile an hour driving.
So as you can see, because of the angle of the windscreen, it's really hard to see if you're not wiping the windscreen. I'm gonna give it a quick wipe, and because I'm under 40 miles an hour, it'll just swipe right down. All right, so now I've set it to auto.
Oh, that's fast.
It's fast,
I mean, it's good.
It's good, it might be a little too fast.
Although this is a fairly heavy rain.
Right.
Actually, it's not bad.
It's not too bad. I'm gonna set it to 1 just so we can see what that looks like.
Oh, while we're at it, how is the defrost on a day like today where it's kind of steamy?
I've never had the windows fog up.
Really?
The entire time. Now, mainly I've just kept the climate control in auto, so it seems to know what to do.
Wow.
So this is 1. It's probably not enough for the amount of rain that we're getting, but you can see that basically keeps the windshield wiper down, and then it wipes it up and out of the way and off to the side, which is kind of what everybody's used to with a wiper, where the wipers stay down until it wipes it off to the side. But this isn't really enough, so I'm gonna turn it up to 2, And so now basically it's going to be wiping every, 2 seconds as opposed to every 3 or 4 seconds.
I like 2.
Yeah, for this amount of rain and going these speeds, 2 is not bad.
Does it do that thing where, when you get to a red light, it slows down its wiping?
I haven't really been able to tell a difference. It seems like it's been
constant, yeah.
Seems either constant or maybe it's sped up a little bit. So now that we're over 40 miles an hour, I'm just going to kind of show you what a wipe looks like. So let's say you get a couple sprinkles on your windshield, you go to hit the wipe, it'll go down and stay down for quite a while. I'm going to do my best to not crash while we wait for the wiper to come back up and I can see. And so this is good if it's misting, like a much less rain than this. Oh boy.
Why isn't it coming back up? Because you haven't told it to?
I mean, I can tell it to because I can't see, so I'm going to do that. And it'll just come back up and get out of the way because I'm going slower than 40.
I see.
If I'm going above 40, it will come down and it's going to wait. It waits, I think, like 15 seconds or something.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with rain, it just is time.
Yeah.
And what setting was that again?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
This is off. I'm just hitting the wiper
just doing
button.
manual. Okay, got it.
Yeah. It'll stay like this for, I don't know, approximately 15 or so seconds. I can't test it today because otherwise we would die for sure. But that's kind of the idea. There's some people who like to control when the wiper goes, and it's nice. This actually allows you to do that.
So let's try auto again. I just want to see like how many people in the comments think that this is the speed they would like on a day like today. Also comment down below what kind of rain you get where you are. I feel like Teslas were normally made for California rain, but now that they're making these in Texas, I wonder if these are made for Texas rain.
Right.
This feels like a Texas rain day to me.
Okay.
Big drops. Big drops.
Everything's bigger in Texas. So it slowed down right there. I don't know if you could tell. So the rain sensor is definitely doing its job.
Yeah, this seems actually pretty good.
Yeah. Now you can see that there's quite a buildup of water down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I've noticed that it has not leaked into the frunk, so that's good. I think that would be kind of the only concern, is that it could leak into the frunk. So yeah, we'll get going and give it a good test today.
Because I mean, isn't this the biggest windshield of any commercially made car?
Definitely the biggest piece of glass.
So we're going about 53.
Yep.
And there's a truck in front of us throwing us a lot of water.
Yep.
Also, just to mention that the rear view, not mirror, but camera, is doing a really good job of, I can see what's going on.
Yep. You can definitely see a drop like right there, but the side repeaters are looking pretty clear as well. And even with the drop there, you could still see the cars around. It didn't really distort anything too badly to where you couldn't understand what was happening. Now there's definitely heavier rain than this for sure, but as you can see, I think that right now we're in like 3. Let me just turn it up one more.
So you were in auto there?
Yeah, but I think it had basically set it to 3. Now I've set it to 4 manually. And it's just a little bit faster. And I think it's doing a pretty good job. Like, it's doing more than I need it to at the moment, which is good to have since it's not raining, extremely hard.
So now we're increasing speed. We're at 65.
Yep.
70.
And yeah, just to give it a bit of a speed test here.
So like 75.
And you can see that water down below is actually starting to trickle up, and that wiper has to push it back down. And it is bouncing its way like off the windscreens. And so you're not going to get to where you're going with like 55 gallons of water and sitting in front of you.
Right.
It does work its way off. But you can see why it's so important to have the wiper, come back down. So like, for instance, if I were to set this to off, you'll see that water work its way up. And I'm gonna give it a wipe. And so now that we're going obviously above 40, that's what the wiper is going to do. And then every time I hit it, it'll
shove that water back down.
It'll shove that water back down.
And it keeps it down there, which is interesting.
It is. No, and it does a pretty good job of keeping it back down.
It just comes off to the sides.
You get a nice little swirl like right there.
Yeah.
Where the water's coming out. But yeah, every time I hit this manually, it'll go. And I can basically, like, if I was in trouble and I couldn't get my hands even onto the scroll wheel, I could just keep pressing this button and keep getting it to wipe at a roughly, I would say this is a 3 speed. So let me set that to 3 and see what that looks like. Yeah, so that's 3. So you can manually, without doing any kind of work, get to 3. And if I hit the button again, we'll go up to 4.
I think for a lot of people, including myself, I thought, oh my God, I have to learn all these button presses and stuff like this, and it doesn't rain all that often, so I'm not going to remember. But I mean, it's not that hard to remember.
To a degree, it's a little bit simpler than the stock on a windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Because the stock usually has like a pull down or a push or a pull, and sometimes it's integrated with the or it's integrated with the high beams. So you go to push it because you're not sure, and then you've turned on the high beams, and you might not notice because it's raining. So here you just have one button, which is your wipers, and then it opens a menu. A nice big visual menu. You don't have to move your head around to look at a stock.
Right, because I mean, I was afraid I was going to have to get into sub-menus just to turn on the windshield wiper, and they did a tremendously good job, I think.
So I'm just going to give it a bit of a speed test just to see what it will do. So this is 85. Probably a bit faster than we should be going today. And I'm also just going to shut off the wipers. Don't say we never did anything for you. So, you know, maybe with a bit of Rain-X you could get the water to bead off a little bit more. But you can see that wiper has no problem sitting there. It buffets around a little bit, but it's not bad at all.
No, I'm really impressed. I hadn't really spent that much time with the wipers on a rainy day, and it's doing great. I think the other thing I was maybe worried about was the fact that there's a quarter of the windshield that's not being wiped, but it's not really a quarter, it's like an eighth.
I haven't noticed it.
And it doesn't, I mean, it would just be the passenger, and it's not really impeding my vision.
Right. No, I mean, I can see all the way clearly out to the right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting it near your eyes, and this is kind of what you see. And
yeah, normally you don't have the GoPro there either.
Right.
So I'm going to set it to 2. Now that we're on a back road, and you can see it does push a lot of water out that way. So if you're making a left turn, it can push some of that water around. The good news is that it doesn't stick around for long. It really does slip off the end of the vehicle.
And so it is a two-handed thing on the steering wheel for a lot of the operations. Like you open the menu with your right hand, and then you choose with the wheel on your left hand.
It's true. Alternatively, it's a one press on the steering wheel, and then this. I think there might be a menu. Do you see anything that says windshield wiper?
Actually, I don't. I think they purposely didn't bury it.
Right.
No, really well done. I mean, I love that you don't have to take your eyes off the road if you don't want to. Just, you know, spend a few minutes in your driveway getting used to the controls, and you'll be all set. It's very intuitive.
Yeah. Unlike,
you know, many other manufacturers that we won't name that have no intuitiveness at all, but rely on stocks.
Yep.
And I just feel like, sure, we've had stocks for years, so we've gotten used to that. But if we're going to go forward into the future, what are we going to keep stocks with us?
Right.
I mean, do you keep cords on a telephone because you're used to it?
No, and all the stocks are different too. So it's not like we've adopted some universal standard.
Exactly. As soon as you rent a car, you have to learn that.
Exactly.
Know? Well, I just got to say, I was really impressed. Like, I'm trying to put on my non-Tesla hat. I'm just saying, like, I did have fears about the wiper because I think, like a lot of us, we saw him in the early days saying that there wouldn't be a wiper, there'd be a laser wiper. So I thought maybe there'd be some kind of cool laser wiper. But I think a lot of people were worried about this big, long, honking wiper.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the wiper solves, you know, if you'll allow me to be a little critical here, the windshield wiper being so big and slanted means that for every unit of area, you're getting a lot more blockage because of the angle. You can kind of imagine if you'd reach an asymptote as you approach, you know, completely looking straight across a piece of glass, that the more stuff that there could be on it, the more stuff you have to clear away in order to see. Most windshields are a little bit more upright. They get less stuff on it per unit area, and so the wiping isn't as important. I think that the wiper here is extremely important, and I think that they did a pretty decent job with it.
I think we should revisit this in the winter.
You're absolutely right. And, you know, if we could make it snow today,
I wouldn't.
I don't know if I would, but we can't anyway. So we'll have to wait for some snowier months in order to see if this will clear the windshield of, you know, a couple inches of snow or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more of this Cybertruck content. We'll see you next time. Now you know.